Hey guys, a.t.l here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon WTF Moments. If you don't know what WTF Moments is, just have a look at this very fancy fidget spinner. No help? Didn't think it would be.
What the f is this?
If you're a fan of WTF Moments already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button. Let's aim for 1,000 likes if we can. Make sure you hit the like button if you're enjoying the videos, because it just makes sense. Of course, hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video. And of course, share this video with a friend. I'd appreciate that. But without further ado, let's have a look at the WTF Moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 23, The Tower of Terror. We find our heroes on the way to Lavender Town where they hope to catch a ghost-type Pokemon so that Ash has a chance to beat Sabrina, but fog rolls in. Brock suggests they all join hands so they can stay together in the dense fog, but nobody grabs Brock's hand. What a pair of arseholes Ash and Misty are. They look out for each other's safety, but not for Brock's, and it was his idea. Brock accidentally grabs Pikachu's tail and gets shocked in response, and Misty has a go at him for scaring her. Listen, love, it's your fault he was desperately trying to find both of you because you didn't wait for him. The least you could do is show a little bit of sympathy.
Apparently Liam never heard of pea soup fog, which is super thick that no one can see what's going on ahead. So it would make sense why Brock doesn't see Ash's hand and actually grab tails of Pikachu.
Brock and Misty bail on Ash the moment they arrive at Lavender Town's Pokemon Tower. The theme of this entire episode seems to be how to be a terrible friend. Also, what's the point of walking all the way to Lavender Town with Ash, making sure he gets there safely, to then leave him in potential danger when you arrive? Terrible friends.
Agreed. I mean, Ash, Misty, and Brock did make a promise they will catch a ghost-type Pokemon to defeat the Psychic-type gym leader. But then Misty and Brock just fail because they are scaredy cat. Which I think Pinkie Pie won't be happy about that.
Ash decides maybe it's probably better to wait till morning before going into Pokemon Tower, so decides to jump into his sleeping bag and go to sleep. Misty responds by banging a huge gong and waking him up. If you're not even going to go into the tower and help him, why does it matter what time he wakes up to do it? You're just being deliberately cruel now.
No, I think Misty only did that because, well, Ash has said he will be that great Pokemon trainer that not even Ghost Type can make him scared, and then he whimpered him to the bed. Like this scene.
Ha! Run away if you want to. I'm not scared, and I'm not gonna let some stupid ghost Pokemon prevent me from becoming a great Pokemon master. Right, Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Pikachu? Alright, good idea. Let's do this in the morning. Hey! Make sure you don't wake me up too early, okay? Night, guys.
Team Rocket are already in Pokemon Tower, but were behind Ash and his friends when they left Saffron City, not to mention they were paralyzed and being dragged along by Meowth. So how did they get in front of them?
You had a point about how they get there so fast, but how they get out of the paralyzed? I guess they're disabled, but it's only affecting the citywide size. Right here. And since Lavender Town is over there, it would make sense the effect would, be activated.
Meowth is absolutely petrified to see a Ghastly in Pokemon Tower, a tower known for being the home of ghost-type Pokemon. Honestly, I really don't know what to tell you, mate. You really should be clued up about this stuff.
Liam? Remember episode 20? Yeah, I think Meowth had a PTSD after that episode because, well,
Meowth tries to attack the Ghastly and ends up scratching Jessie across the face, and it just leaves me thinking how good a job Pokemon always do of making Meowth scratches look really sore.
Oh boy.
3 days later.
Whoa, big sip, Cody.
Talking about Jesse's face got scratched and said, "Wow, that is amazing scratch detail."
Oh no!
Lie to me again, and I'll slap you with a sharp stick, and I promise I'll leave the teeth in.
Jesse hits Meowth with a frying pan and lands an epic trick shot off the walls and ceiling into the hole that James previously fell in. Meowth protests that it was only a scratch. Technically, Meowth, you do have 3 claws, which means you've actually left 3 scratches. Yeah, it's one of those episodes where I'm gonna have to be really pedantic. I'm sorry. I'm not.
You know, I about to remove a sin here, but since you said I'm not, so...
Ash and Co. hear the screams of Team Rocket coming from within Pokemon Tower, and you'd just leave, wouldn't you? I know Ash thinks he needs a Ghost-type Pokemon, but if you heard random screaming coming from the only place you can get them, you'd start to question whether it was even worth it.
Well, if ever a screaming ghost in a tower, or a psychic-type woman with reality-bending ability, which one you would go for? Me? I think I'd go for a ghost instead of psychic girl.
Why is everyone even scared of Ghastly anyway? Just looks like a really cheeky fella, probably quite fun to be around. To be honest, I'd be a lot more scared if it was a giant Onyx looking down at me. Those things would be terrifying in real life.
You were saying? Also, judge by appearance instead of personality cliche.
Upon entering Pokemon Tower, Ash sends out Charmander to light up the room with its flamethrower, but Charmander yells the whole time, which must make it really difficult for people in the room to concentrate on anything. Make it really difficult for people in the room to concentrate on anything. Really difficult for people in the room to concentrate on anything. Brock finds a candle and asks Ash's Charmander to light it, so Charmander uses flamethrower and burns Brock to a crisp. What an arsehole! His tail literally has a flame on it. He could have just turned around and offered that to Brock so Brock could use the tail flame to light the candle. He didn't need to even use flamethrower. Dickhead.
Liam? Brock just said, light up this candle, Charmander. He didn't specifically say tail. Also, calling Charmander an asshole gives you this many sense.
We see Haunter and Gengar enjoying some slapstick comedy, which consists of man picking up his wallet and knocking over the other man with his arse, man leaning on the bus stop sign and it twatting the other bloke as it falls over, the other bloke getting really angry and twatting the first bloke with the bus stop sign, and then the first guy having pop-out eyes for no reason. Honestly, at first, this didn't really make me laugh at all, but then after watching it a few times, especially with the really insane background music, it genuinely got a hearty chuckle out of me.
I'm about to sing you for insulting this clip, but you didn't mention you watched this clip again, and you're actually, well, amazed by it. So...
Ghastly returns to Haunter and Gengar, and they're all having such a good time together, they decide to randomly pose for no reason. Okay.
Okay? Okay? That's the response to Told the Sentai? That's a pretty good scene. So, you get this many sins.
All the lights suddenly turn on for Ash and Co, and Brock says,
It looks like some kind of fancy restaurant.
I mean, there's one big table and a huge fireplace. Looks more like a dining room to me, mate.
It's look like a restaurant, Liam. You should realize that.
All the food in the room starts levitating, but all I can think about is, oh mate, that gravy's gonna spill.
Really? The gravy that you're concerned? Really? Not involving knives, forks? Ugh.
Brock, mate, here's some advice for situations like this.
Plug your controller into controller port 2.
Liam make a pop culture reference that is not necessary in WTF moment here.
After fleeing the tower, Ash explains to everyone that they have to go back in because they can't catch a ghost-type Pokemon if they don't. When he asks Pikachu and Charmander if they agree, Charmander just uses Flamethrower on the group. Listen, Charmander, you little burning people alive is not a valid response to logical, rational thought.
I think I had the same rational moment with Raph.
Ash convinces Charmander and Pikachu to go back into Pokemon Tower with him, and Misty and Brock once again elect to stay outside. This is what I'm saying. Terrible friends.
Agree with that again.
Direct quote from Dexter. Ghost Pokemon are in a vapor form. Wait a minute. Vapor?
Far out, dude. Vape Nation.
Apparently forget that gas, that's what Gassy is named after, is vapor water. Or is that you not realize how vapor work?
Direct quote from Ash.
Pikachu, electric attack.
That's not an attack. It's just not.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Listen.
Not that anyone asked, but Jessie is not a Pokemon. Confirmed. Also, not that anyone asked, but you can use code. Direct quote from Ash.
Huh, I wonder if I captured it.
Well, did you hear the capture sound? No? Then no.
Well, it's at least better than Simmons' joke.
Right now, the truth is in my hands.
What an odd name for a sphere. That's what that is, right?
Jessie's hair catches fire and Ash sees what appears to be a bomb from Final Fantasy VIII. Or any of the others, but 8's the one that matters the most. To me. Let me know your favourite Final Fantasy in the comments below.
Liam make a pop culture reference that is not WTF moment. Also, this is actually Big Dick Will-O-Wisp, a ghost-type move that burned the target.
Direct quote from Dexter. Hunter, a gaseous Pokemon. No further information. What's the point of a portable encyclopedia of every creature on the planet if that's the kind of info it provides?
I would have disagreed, except... yeah, Ash Pokédex somehow don't have information until episode 95. Yeah, I think the Ash Pokédex is a little glitchy.
Ash tells Charmander to use Leer on Haunter, and Haunter doesn't seem to react at all. You'd think if your defense was dropped by one stage, you'd have at least some kind of reaction.
Well, actually, Liam, I'm fairly sure Charmander didn't actually use Leer, since it just ended up pulling a silly face instead.
I was wondering when you'd show up, but yeah, either Charmander didn't know how to use the move, or the move just wasn't effective. Either way, an explanation would have been nice.
Well, actually, Charmander tried to use Leer, but since Hunter didn't get, well, Lord God, Charmander tried to insult him by using that face right there. You gotta use a different image of Charmander, try it, and try to change it. I mean, in episode 20, you did mention you had 20 cards to review it. So, why you get out of a different image of Charmander try to do that, but change it to something goofy?
Ash gets frustrated and returns Charmander to its Pokeball, and I can't say I blame him. Charmander's been a right mess all episode.
You son of a... No, forget it, Val. It's not worth it.
Direct quote from Ash upon seeing Gengar.
There are more of these?
What, ghost-type Pokemon? Well, of course there are. That's why there's a whole type associated with them.
PTSD? Remember?
Direct quote from Dexter. Gengar. No information available. Seriously, what's the point of the Pokedex at this point? It's friggin' useless.
Again, agreed.
Ash turns around to find Gengar twatting Haunter over the head and them both having a good giggle. Ash says that they're weird and they both look mortified. They're basically like that one kid at school who you saw getting bullied, and even though you were getting bullied yourself, you still looked at them like, yeah, I get it.
And I have no idea what he's talking about.
Ash at this point is basically me talking to a troll in a live stream.
Are you guys trying to be funny? Your routine really isn't working for me.
That's what Sheriff, the Birdman, Omega Black, Tony Sonic, and Luke Duggan I'm confused about what cinemasins parody is doing.
Gengar and Haunter sink through the floor, and while trying to stop them, Ash hits the floor hard, and then he and Pikachu are both crushed by a falling chandelier.
Liam, are you sure it wasn't a chandelier?
This is Gen 1, so yes, I am sure. Leave the jokes to me.
No. That was a good joke that Nerd just said, and you ruined by saying it's Gen 1, not Gen 5, because Gen 5 is hated by anyone, even though it's actually good. You get this many cents.
Whilst Ghastly and Gengar look solemn, Haunter just laughs and then pulls Ash and Pikachu's souls from their body, because apparently Haunter has zero chill.
Agreed. I mean, Ghastly and Gengar knows Ash just died and feels sorry for them. That's really wholesome that the anime shows us that not all ghost types are evil. But Hunter had to do laughing like that. That's funny because he said, that is not funny, that is serious. Seriously, what the heck? Hunter, what the heck?
Ash does the exact same thing I think everybody does when they realise that they're dead. He rushes over to go with his friends' minds. After the way they've treated him today, they definitely had this coming. Having said that, he then grabs Misty and carries her up into the air. Look, I'm all for pranks, but ones that endanger people's lives? No thanks. You're meant to be Ash Ketchum, not Sam Pepper.
Sam who? What the heck is that? Okay, after watching that, I think I agree with Liam here. Seriously, what the heck, Sam? And if you try to do the prank on Sharaf, oh, you mess with a long heartless, you little bucko.
He literally just says,
Okay, ride's over.
and drops her. Like, not even by accident. You've been a ghost for all of a minute and now you're trying to kill off your friends?
Agreed. And I hope his father, Arceus, will talk to him about that. Like, jeez. Reese.
Oh look, it's the old trope of I've had these powers for a short space of time and yet I've already mastered flying.
Well, actually, Danny Phantom had an ability to go ghost and he learned how to fly. Because it says here, gravity does not affect Danny Phantom ghost form. In other terms, ghosts can fly without limit of gravity. So yeah, Ash could do that. Unnecessary timing, but still.
You can tell having access to the internet for a couple of decades has completely rotted your brain when you see Ash pass through Haunter like this and you think, I bet someone's got a fetish for stuff like that.
Now this is a story all about how I caught Ebola and then I died.
Oh look, the ghosts have an entire playroom for no reason. Now they're cute and relatable because I'm 10 and I like to play with toys too. Is probably what they expected 10-year-old me to think watching this. But actually I thought, where does all their money come from?
From the previous owner who had a child at some point, but passed away and 3 ghosts taken over, I guess? Just, theory.
Whenever someone asks how Ghastly can use Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, or Ice Punch, show them this. Ghastly's gas can act like a fist, so it's able to grip the ropes of the swing. So therefore, it surely should be able to make its gas into a fist, which it then uses for those punching moves. Then again, in Gen 1, it can't learn those moves yet, so this is irrelevant.
Finally! Thank you, Liam! At least someone actually noticed this and realized that actually makes sense.
Then understand, all Guardian.
One thing is, talk about how the gas ball Pokemon learn fist move doesn't make sense is nonsense because Liam just pointed that out and that actually more sense.
Ash realizes the ghost-type Pokemon just wanted someone to play with and understands how they must have been bored for such a long time. I don't understand. They could have left the tower at any time, like they did when they went flying with Ash. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, maybe because people curious what's going on in the tower and those three ghosts will make a prank out of them. You know, like these three does in the film. Though I hope Hunter doesn't laugh at the death again.
It turns out Brock and Misty found Ash and Pikachu's bodies and dragged them out from under the chandelier. However, that is not the recovery position. If Ash does wake up and he vomits or he coughs up blood, he's gonna choke on it and just die again. Terrible friends.
No, he doesn't vomit up. I mean, really? We did watch on the Pokemon TV app, and I don't see Ash just vomit up. In fact, I don't think he actually does in the anime, because puke are disgusting and kids don't want to see that. Ugh. I see why Sheriff doesn't like that.
Oh my god, Misty was crying when she thought Ash was dead, and now she's crying with happiness because he's alive, so she must be in love with him.
He's her friend. People generally get quite emotional when they find their friend dead in front of them, and probably even more so if they see their friend miraculously come back to life. What I'm saying here is, you're reaching, shippers. Sit down.
Actually, this is one of many hints that Misty has slowly affection on Ash. Which we should mention that in episode 20, but... yeah, you get the point.
Direct quotes from Misty and Ash.
But Ash, what about the ghost-type Pokemon? Oh, it's impossible to catch them.
Well, no, it isn't. So it turns out Haunter wants to come along with Ash because they had so much fun together. Which is why I don't get how he and Ghastly and Gengar were so bored. They weren't bound to the tower, so they could have gone out and made new friends at any time.
Refer to the previous sin.
Listen, I don't care how bored you are or how cutesy you try and act. This right here is kidnapping, and that is very illegal. Although in this situation, what would the police do? They can't give him the death penalty.
No, but Lord Ember's only can imprison them.
Wait a minute. Gengar's got white eyes. Run out of red ink, lads. So now Ash finally has a ghost-type Pokemon he'll be able to use against Sabrina's Kadabra, which, as we said in the previous episode, technically puts him at a disadvantage, but sure, why not?
Or this is hint that Game Freak Richie's supposed to have psychic types, weak to ghost type moves, but thanks to that bug, it, well, doesn't work. And maybe this is a hint that Game Freak will fix that in the future, which they did in Gen 2. Thank God.
So tune in next time to see if Ash will actually win a Marsh badge, or will he do his usual trick of weaseling his way into just being given one anyway.
It's a ladder. And if anyone can ask, yes, we actually removed the sin because we agreed that there's no psychic type versus ghost type battle, which is a major disappointment. Ugh.
Ooh, very scary.
Why, you little...